Show you how to set this Swan teasmade. I went online, couldn't find very much information. I'm going to kill the power on it. Swan do a lovely video of what it would be like if it was all working, but I couldn't find out how to make it work. Okay, so the clock hands disappear when the power's off. When I turn the power on, hands go around and set itself at the default of 12 o'clock. So you could actually boil water straight away now without having set that clock. You open the lid. You want to do this, you pour water in, this knob, and if you overfill it, there's a slight reservoir here, try not to overfill it. Once you see the water, that's enough. You put the knob back on and turn it fully clockwise to engage it, and lid back down. Now, the more important thing is this jug, because if it's not in the right position, the water just, the functions won't work. And you wonder, you're thinking it's broken, but it's usually this jug that's not in the right place. It's got an arrow on it, and I think that needs to line with the spout. But I don't think that's important. But what is very important is this, when it's engaged. So you push it in and you sort of engage it, and it has to be sat in this groove here, like that. And if it's not in that groove, then it won't work. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to set the clock. You could use the light. That's a very handy function. At night time, you could actually boil water straight away. If it's full of water and that jug is in place, and I press this button and it goes blue, you will hear it's boiling water straight away, whether the clock's set or not at this point. You hear it boiling? That's not what I want to show you, although that's a handy function. I want to show you how to set the timer and the clock. So to start with this, to set the clock, you hold this down button in, and the clock whirs around. It's 7 in the morning here in Plymouth in the UK, where I'm filming this video for you. As it gets closer to 7 o'clock, you can actually release and click, and the hour hand will move forward seconds at a time, which is quite handy. There's nothing else to do. You don't need to set that clock. That is now set, actually. Very, very easy. So the next thing you want to do is be able to boil tea in the morning. Okay, for that, it's this alarm clock bell button here. And similarly, you hold it in, and say you wanted tea for 6:30, it's flying around. Again, you can release it and click it to get it more accurate. So as we get to close to 6:30, I'm going to release the button and click. Now, the moment that it's clicked at 6:30, a dot will appear between the 6 and the 7. There it goes. And the clock reverts to the time it is now. That's quite useful. That dot is so useful because it tells you what you've set the clock, the alarm or the water to be boiled, what time you've set it. So to boil the water in the morning, it's this button. This button is actually very similar, if not identical, to the one next to it. So I don't know why, but it's this button, and it should go blue if the jug's engaged. If the jug's not engaged, it won't come on, that light, if it's not in the correct position. As long as that goes blue and you look at the dot, that's what time the water's going to go when the clock reaches that time. Okay, the other function is if you wanted just the alarm clock. If you want just the alarm clock, you could just press this button, and then again at 6:30 the alarm would go off. You only have to set the clock once, obviously. The alarm you only have to set once. If you always wanted it at 6:30 in the morning, just all you would do is before you went to bed at night, make sure that the water's in it, the jug's in place, and hit that, and it would go off every single day at the same time at 6:30. I think that's everything. You can make tea and coffee, obviously. Once the water boils, it immediately dispenses it to this jug. Only if you've got this lid on it, it will not do it otherwise. It dispenses it into the jug, and then you could obviously make yourself either tea or coffee. You could put a tea bag in it, I suppose, if that, and use it as a teapot rather than just a water jug. I hope that helps you.